Well, this should be a good show. Coming to you pre-recorded from Ace Broadcast Studios in Glendale, California. It's the Big Three Podcast. I'm Don Barris. I'm along with
Scary Perry Caravello. And we're missing Mole.
Yeah, we sure are.
He's like a ghost in the machine.
No, that's an interesting way to put it. Today is kind of a weird day because people sometimes, they get on me. They say that I pick on you.
Okay. In a way, that's kind of true, but
well,
there's a lot of reasons.
I don't mean to pick on you. You're just a buffoon.
I'll agree.
Okay, and...
and I'll admit it. You know, there's things that I get stupid about.
Right, and I understand that. What I try to do is I try to understand Perry is a buffoon, and he can't really help it. So I'm not going to pick on you. I'm not going to open fire on you, so to speak. Instead of me making a big deal, why don't I give you a choice of topics to talk about? We'll talk about those, and we'll see what your feeling is. And then maybe it won't look like I'm picking on you. All right, I've got 5 topics. Okay, you pick the topic you want to talk about first. All right? Mole quits the podcast. John Quincy Adams refuses to call into the show. The Big Three leaving Ace Broadcasting. Perry loses a sponsor for us. Or Perry blows off a podcast. Which one would you like to talk about first?
How about, let's see, that's A, B, C, D, or E. How about F, my topic, the skateboarding.
Okay, I'm going to say it again. Pick one of those 5, Perry.
All right.
You've got Mole quits the podcast. John Quincy Adams refuses to call into the show anymore. Big Three leaving Ace Broadcasting. Perry loses a sponsor for us. Or Perry blows off the podcast.
How about Perry losing the sponsor? I want to know what the hell happened there.
Okay, we're going to start out with Mole quits the podcast. I think that would be a good one.
A. Let's start there, yeah, because I want to know what happened with Mole.
Okay.
And I want to know what's going on with his screwy drug problem, because we need to send him into a drug.
His diet of heroin and crystal meth might not be the best thing for him. But the reason that he quit the podcast, it may have something to do with it.
It's got a lot to do with it.
Well, I think also the reason that he quit the podcast is because Friday he came here and you weren't here. Because I didn't get word until after 3 o'clock that you weren't going to be here. But that could actually fall into the Perry Blows Off podcast, so we don't want to get too far in there. But Mole quit the podcast because of that. He doesn't need your unprofessionalism.
Okay, I'm not going to get into what's...
And I'm just telling you, it may be really, really tough to get him back in the show because he was really disappointed in you.
Well, I don't want to get into my personal life and what's going on with that matter because of...
Even though this is a show and that people have grown to become accustomed to the fact that what we do different than any other podcast is we not only talk about our own personal life, but we talk about pop culture. And this would fall in the category of your own personal life.
Well, you know what's going on with my family matter, so
okay,
it's just so obnoxious. I don't.
All right, well let's move on. We have 4 other subjects to talk about. We have John Quincy Adams refusing to call on the show
What's
anymore.
going on with that guy?
Big Three leaving Ace Broadcasting.
That's
Perry
even
loses
a better
sponsor for us.
Wait a second.
Or
wait,
Perry blows off the podcast. Which one do you think?
John Quincy Adams.
Okay, I'm going to go into, because once again, you picked the wrong one. We should talk about the Big Three leaving Ace Broadcasting.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it is official. We are going to leave Ace Broadcasting.
We should be making money from Adam because I think we're the best show he's got.
Okay, there may be some truth to that. That I won't disagree with. But we weren't making money, and let's just say this. Let's leave it at there was a disagreement, and mutually we decided to go our separate ways.
Here's why we weren't making money.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's why we weren't making
I'd
money.
like to hear
and I'm
this.
going to say it for the third time. Here is why we, the big three, were not making money.
You just said that 3 times. You know
Exactly.
that?
I just
Okay.
said that.
Go on.
Because those lazy MFs won't help us get sponsorship.
Well, you know what? It's a little hard to get sponsorship when we've got a racist, homophobic jerk.
I'm not racist, one.
You're not?
Homophobic, yes, I am. Two, I will down and outright definitely admit I am homophobic because of when I lived in Palm Springs for those 7 fucked up years of having all those gay guys coming on to me, from school teachers to ex-employees.
So people don't like that, and we don't have a lot of listeners. So not many people would advertise with us, and it was hard to get advertisers. That's the reason it really makes it unbelievably bad that you lost a sponsor for us.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Are you?
And then I'm also sorry for getting on some scumbags podcast without going through my business manager.
Stop. We'll talk about you losing the sponsor a little later.
Okay.
I want to just say that with Ace Broadcasting, we are leaving here at the end of July, and what we wanted to
July
do...
2011, that is.
Yeah, I don't think that in the archives they're going to confuse with July 2015. I think they
Well,
kind of...
we're not going to boost up 5 years or 4 years.
I don't think anybody's confused on what I was saying when I said that we were leaving Ace Broadcasting at the end of July.
Because this
July.
is a taped this is a pre-taped program, so I mean they might repeat it and all of a sudden it'll be like July 2012 and they're playing this tape again and hey, were they leaving Ace? So and they're playing the show over a year later, if you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. It confuses me why you would even say it.
I don't know.
Okay, not a big deal.
Okay.
Anyway, so what we're going to try to do, and we've had some help, but we're going to have to try to move into another studio. We want to keep this going, so we're trying to get things together. If anybody out there can help us, I think we've got a place that we can go. We've got some equipment, but we do need some help. We want to keep the Big Three podcast going. But
we need to get some sponsors, too.
Right. Well, you know what? We also need to get the third member of the Big Three back.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be really hard because of what you did.
What? Because I had to do some personal... Okay. I'm not perfect, one.
No, you're not. You're far from being perfect.
I had to do this legal bullshit up in San Francisco and in Monterey.
Why don't we get to that when we do should we do this, you blowing up the podcast now? Should we talk about that?
All right.
Now here's what, you started saying this, but here's what you did, Perry. You know that every Friday we have a podcast. You know that.
Right.
I also explained to you the importance of what we were doing here. We actually had some sponsors that were going to come in on Friday to watch the show in person. All right? This is what I set up.
Mm-hmm.
Now at 8:30 in the morning, you called me. You know I'm sleeping at 8:30 in the morning. What time do I get up, Perry?
2 p.m.
Yeah.
But you know
All right,
what?
well, wait a second. I got up at 2 p.m. You gave no indication, so I didn't get this message that you weren't coming to the podcast until 3 p.m. Now, Mole came here. You weren't here. He was furious. He was absolutely furious.
Because I got a phone call at 5 to 7 in the morning. Emergency. We have to be in San Francisco before the courthouse closes.
Right.
And...
Just one question.
Go ahead.
Did your court appearance in
Friday?
San Francisco Friday morning that you knew nothing about before that, did your attorney, did he have any business up there?
Yes, he had business. I
So
had
here's
business.
okay. So what it seems like to me is that he had business.
We actually killed 3 birds with one
Right.
stone.
Okay. But
Because I had to make a...
But you know what? I'm almost thinking your attorney didn't give a shit about this show.
Of course not.
Okay.
Because he knows it because I know that him and you have a conflict, and
yeah, well, because he may have ruined our movie. Yeah. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. The point is that you call. So you're saying that it's cool to call at 8:30 in the morning the day of the show and cancel. Well, it
wasn't cool, and I mentioned it to him, and he says we got to get there. We have to get there. He says this is way more important.
Way more important, is it? Is it really, Perry?
Well, look.
Okay.
It's
all right. Here's the deal. I don't know what's going to happen because right now we don't even know if we're going to be able to have a place to do our podcast. This should be the most important thing in your life. You're the one that called me begging for help.
I know.
I've tried to help you. I don't give a shit what else you have to do. This is the most important thing for you. And if you don't look at it that way, then maybe we should part ways right now.
I don't want to part ways.
Now, I'm wondering what the amount of money that you were going up to San Francisco to try to get. Because before, and this is what you told me before, that you had $30,000. So you're trying to get another $5,000.
Wrong.
How much are you trying to get?
Another 15 from one lawsuit. I had to serve my brother's business partner in Monterey, like a block or so away from Laguna Seca Raceway. And that's on my mother's will matter.
Okay.
And that's a part of...
All right, well, let me ask you this. So what you're saying, that $15,000 or whatever it is more important than this career?
Wrong.
We need sponsors. We desperately need sponsors.
I agree.
All right, listen. On Friday, I had a sponsor come here. I didn't know until after 3 that you weren't going to be here. And I leave at 5. So 2 hours before I'm supposed to leave, that's when I find out you're not going to be here. So I have to call the sponsor who is coming here to watch the show to try to invest in us. You weren't here. I had to call him and tell him you weren't coming 2 hours before. He came into town, staying at a hotel. He wasted a trip. Do you think he's ever going to...
Do you mind if I ask who this...
I'm not going to tell you shit. Perry, what I'm trying to tell you is this, is that you lost another sponsor. Now, so that was a possible sponsor that you lost for us. Here's an actual sponsor you lost for us. Now, we had a sponsor, and it was a very good sponsor, and I think everybody liked ASM Plumbing and Porno. Everybody liked them. All right? Now, here's what you did. Because one time you saw a name on my phone that wasn't even this guy's name, as I find out. You see a name, and you were a guest on the Ear Candy podcast. That's a real good show that a guy named Adam and Vance, they host it. They've done almost 100 shows, so they're very good. Mm-hmm. They had you on the show, and they seem to be fans of the Big Three podcast. I actually think that I had done the show before. I think that I had done their show. So you get on the show, and one of the things they ask you is about ASM Plumbing and Porn.
Okay.
You immediately give out the name. Now listen, a week before, I told you the sponsor told me he doesn't want to have any names. He doesn't want anybody to know his name. He doesn't want anybody to call him anything. All right? That's what was said. So when you saw that, and I said, don't ever mention the name, less than a week before you went on this show, you mentioned someone's name, and that wasn't even the sponsor's name. You claimed that you met the sponsor at the Rainbow Bar and Grill. You also claimed the sponsor was part of some motorcycle gang.
I didn't say he was.
You said he was.
No, I didn't use the word gang.
What did you say?
I says the guy that I met at the Rainbow Bar and Grill.
A place that you love.
Yeah, a place that I love.
It's
a place
your favorite
that I hang
restaurant.
out at.
Yeah.
Right. He was on a Harley. He was with a few of the other guys that ride Harleys.
Okay, well, here's something interesting.
I didn't know.
Here's something interesting. The sponsor claimed he has never been to the Rainbow Bar and Grill, and he's never ridden a motorcycle.
Okay.
So you lied.
It's not that I lied, that I met somebody that looked like the sponsor.
But
it's not lying. It's somebody
Perry,
that looked like him.
All right, well, you
There's
know what?
A lot
all
of
right,
lookalikes on this planet.
all right, you're right. And so I'm wrong and the sponsor's wrong.
I'm wrong.
Wait a minute. Here's
not
the
you.
All right, here's the message that he left.
Hey, Don, what the fuck is going on out there? I sponsor your podcast. Only one fucking request. control your baboon. And then I hear the name on another fucking podcast.
Control your baboon.
After this month, we're pulling our ads. Good luck to you and your pet chimp.
Pet chimp. Yeah, I'm a monkey.
Okay. You have to look at it from my point of view. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
On Friday, we had the one ad pulled because of your big mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Later in the day, when you don't show up, we lose a possible sponsor. So on that day, something that we're fighting to get some money for, because we need to build our own studio. We have a place. We just need the equipment. So we have 2 sponsors that have now dropped out because of you. What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? Please explain to me. Should I just continue to let you blow fucking sponsors for us?
No.
Tell me what I'm supposed to do.
Get Mole back on the show.
It's going to be very hard because he's really disappointed in you. Even John Quincy Adams, he refuses to be part of the show anymore. You know why? He can't believe you did that.
Look, I've got some family. I got some family matters
Perry,
that are
all right,
really
you're
important.
right. All right, well, they're
And
more,
I'm
they're not that important. They're really not that important to handle the things the way you did. You blew us off until the day of the show. Perry, what happened was this, is your attorney had business up in San Francisco. He planned for you to go up there because he needed a ride. So he planned to do all the business all at once on that day, which was convenient with him. He didn't give a shit about this show. Now, Perry, I just need to ask you, and I'm not trying to pick on you, buddy. Right now,
Okay.
I'm not trying to pick on you.
Okay.
Do you understand what you did?
Yeah.
Okay. You can't do that. I don't want to lose this.
I even said that to him. I said, we can't do this. He says, but this will be the only, this will be the last time. He says, we got to get your...
How long did you have? You had 2 years to do that, right?
It was all last minute shit.
Okay, it was last minute shit. Okay, so you almost fucked up the show completely. I don't know if we can get Mole back. I don't know where we're going to get other sponsors. We have to now move from Ace Broadcasting at the end of the month, and we have to go to another place. We have to build our own studio. And now we just lost 2 sponsors that could have helped us do that.
Oh, boy.
All right, but on the positive side, it's time again for that segment of our show where we let you, the home audience, become part of the Big 3 Podcast Fun. It's time once again for the $10 Shout-Out.
$10 Shout-Out.
If you've never heard the show before, this is the $10 Shout-Out. This is the show segment where our listeners, you can be part of the fun here on the Big 3 Podcast. And all you got to do is send us $10 cash, no checks, no money orders, $10 hard cash. And what you'll get is you'll get a mention on the show. So if you want to be part of the fun, send $10 cash to 7510 Sunset Boulevard, number 153, Hollywood, California, 90046. Now today we've got a couple shout-outs. This first one is a little weird because I don't know exactly what to make of this. Perry, why don't you read this one and I'll read the next one. Here, read that right there.
Dear Big 3 Round Eye Scum, I have listened, meaning listened, to your disgusting podcast and have been very offended by your inserts of the Chinaman.
Insults.
Right. But why did he say
Just read out.
inserts of the Chinaman? We orient ours were not permit this surrender to go unchecked.
Let me see this. Let me read
The
it.
Chinese skateboard, is best on market and inferior American product costs way too much to produce. Your capitalist ways, our ways has workers crying for more pay, much like your greasy guinea Perry Caravero. Yeah, right, asshole. If I had such a piece of shit at my factory, I would whip him. I would whip him dairy just to shut his fish-like mouth. However, I write the honor Aburi man with Fu Manchu mustache, and he rives the blessings of our ancient tempri. Enclosed is not 10 for your inflated dollars, but 30,000 of Heaven Bank note to show the generosity of the superior Chinaman. Maybe now Mr. Caravero will shut his big, fat, greasy mouth. Guruk in money-making endeavors. Sign, fuck you in face.
Okay. Well, I don't know what they're
$30,000?
You have 20 right there. I think they were upset by the fact you put down their Chinese skateboards. All right, here's another one. Dear Big Three, your podcast is my favorite podcast ever. Every week I look forward to listening to it while I work out in my basement. As a budding entrepreneur, I was hoping Perry could let me in on some of the secrets that makes Scary Perry's skateboard such a huge success. Big Three. Sean Sagan, Meat Clown Buttons. Well, here's $10. I give that to you, Perry. Now, guys, if you want to get in touch with us through the social networks, remember on Facebook, I'm at Don Barris. Perry's at Perry F. Caravello, and that's K-A-R-A-V.
C-A-R as in car, A-V as in Victor, E-double-L-O.
Oh, that's right. I was calling you Caravello, but it's Caravello. I forgot about that.
Right.
Walter Molininski, and if as of today he didn't show up, so I don't know what's going on. He may have quit the show.
It's got to do with his stupid drug problem.
You think so?
I know so.
Well, what I would hope and what I pray is that maybe you guys can get in touch with him on Facebook. Also, check out the Windy City Heat Facebook page. And if you want, he's very close to the show. He's an American hero. He's probably going to be the money man for... It's Tim Perpedic. He's going to be the money man for the upcoming film Beantown Heat. Tim Perpedic. Also, check out my Ding Dong Show on Facebook. And if you want to get in touch with me on Twitter, I'm at SimplyDon1. That's number one. You have a Twitter account too, don't you, Perry?
Scary Perry 818.
Follow me on Twitter. I don't know much about that, but I want to get over 1,000 people. By the way,
you got to pay for those accounts.
No, you don't. No, you don't. By the way, we didn't make much noise about John Quincy Adams refusing to make any calls here anymore. You know, Adams was a big help to us. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, and the call-in part.
Well,
we should have my business manager call in on the show.
Why do you say that?
Well, I mean, if Adams doesn't call in, we should have Nick give a call in.
Okay, but what about the fact that Adams is in show business?
Well,
okay.
I haven't.
All right, Perry.
I don't know what he's done lately.
All right. Well, he does little documentary movies and things like that. He's still close to the scene. And the thing is, you got to remember, he brags about being the producer of Windy City Heat. In his little clubs and that, he talks about his biggest Italian stallion lead actor of you.
The guy that he wants to.
I think he would like to have sex with you.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Well, but you can toy with him a little bit.
Please.
Before we wrap up the $10 shout out, what I would like to do is, like I said, we need some
sponsors.
Sponsors. We need to get into another studio, and we're going to need money. So I was thinking this: we're going to do a couple things. I had talked about it before, but the Big Three Fun Pack. Now, in this Big Three Fun Pack, it's $50 and mailing and handling. And what you'll get in that, you'll get an autographed DVD copy of Windy City Heat by the Big Three, a Big Three podcast T-shirt, they're not even out yet, an autographed photo of the Big Three, and on the show, you get a free $10 shout-out.
Now, about the Big Three podcast T-shirts, did you like the shirt, the one single shirt that I made?
No.
Why?
Because it had your name on it.
Well...
Now, another thing I was thinking about doing is we're going to have an open auction, and I think that what we should set is a date where we auction off your neck brace, the autographed neck brace. It has my signature, Mole's signature, your signature, Neil Leeds' signature.
Doesn't have my signature. It's got Neil
you
Leeds.
Should sign it. You should sign it then.
I could.
Get in touch with us on Facebook, and maybe we should set up a date. July 29th, midnight Pacific Standard Time. So really, when it turns midnight on the 30th. But that Friday, that will be the end of the auction. Get in touch with Don Barris on Facebook and put in a bid. I'll get in touch with you and see if you're serious, and whoever has the high bid will get an autographed neck brace, the same one that Perry wore while he was recovering from his broken neck surgery. Sound good?
Depending on how much I get all the funds on that neck
No,
brace.
you don't. Why would you get all the funds on the neck brace?
Well, what?
We're trying to build a studio.
Oh.
Do you want all that money to come from my pockets?
Okay.
Okay? All right. And that was our $10 shout-out.
$10 shout-out!
Well, we were, I guess, very lucky to have 2 sponsors. Now we lost one because of someone in this room. But now it's time that we do a couple commercials and sort of pay the bills. All right, this first one is from some very good people that I wish we could make amends to in some way, somehow. It's ASM Plumbing and Porn. Hi, friends. I'm Don Barris from the cult film classic Windy City Heat, and from the podcast that makes you feel glad that you're internet savvy, the Big 3 Podcast. I'm here today to talk to you about an American company that is blazing new grounds in the business world, ASM Plumbing and Porn. 2 brothers from Ohio run this highly successful plumbing company that merged with their hobby of hardcore man-on-man porn and toys. The business is a mix that the public seems to love, but why take my word for it? Let's hear from a guy that people wish would ride both sides of the fence. Here's Scary Perry Caravello.
I am Scary Perry Caravello, actor. Caravello. Take 2. Hi, I'm Scary Perry Caravello, actor, skateboarder, and a sexual fantasy to both women and men. I'm here to talk about a great American company, ASM Plumbing and Porn. Improvise. ASM.
Okay, you're not supposed to read the improvise.
Okay,
You're just supposed to.
me.
You got the phone number. So, hey, Perry, here's what I want you to do.
Take 2?
Well, here's what I want you to do. You got the name of the company. You got the phone number. Tell a little bit about it. Make people want to go to ASM Plumbing and Porn. Go.
Why would you want to go to ASM Plumbing and Porn? Well, I'll tell you why you want to go to ASM Plumbing and Porn. Pump, 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 pump. You'll get the best man-on-man sex toys, the best man-on-man sex films, the best man-on-man DVDs, CDs, Betamax, man-on-man. It's ASM Plumbing and Porn. Da-da-da-da-dum. No, wrong. Not only are they plumbers, but they're also porn enthusiasts. Porn stars. Are they porn stars? I don't know. But it's ASM Plumbing and Porn. So to get in contact with them, don't forget to call 440-731-9338. Again, the number is 440-731-9338. It's ASM Plumbing and Porn. Ba-da-da-da-brum.
What did you just do?
I just did my commercial for ASM Plumbing and Porn.
It seemed to me, and I'm just speaking from here, you push more of the man-on-man porn side of their business than you did their plumbing side. You didn't mention the plumbing at all. Did you mention that their number is 440-731-9338?
Yeah, I did push more on the porn side. Excuse me. If you need a great plumber out there, don't just trust the plunger to clear up that mess in your toilet. Don't forget to call ASM plumbers, who are also involved with the other side of the coin, the porn business. But they're mostly plumbers, first off.
No. But what they got involved in is they're really into hardcore man-on-man sex tapes.
I don't know. I won't own it. It's because I'm not into the man-on-man thing. But I will
Do it.
promote it. I will push it. I'm not a man-on-man kind of guy. I mean, I just don't get into being gay. But I will promote it.
But you don't understand why they like that?
Why they like that?
Yeah,
What do
I
you
mean, you can comprehend why they're into the man-on-man.
I can understand the plumbing side of the story.
But I mean, the man-on-man stuff, once you get into it, nothing like a good dick rubbed in your face once in a while, right?
That's not the way I think, but well, all right, man on man. Fine.
That's ASM Plumbing and Porn, 440-731-9338.
When you go to or when you contact these folks, don't forget they will fix your toilet problems too. ASM Plumbing and say the word.
It's your read.
Oh, plumbing and porn.
Well, there you go. I hope not that it's going to do anything. They just said that they're going to drop us as a client next month, so that kind of sucks. But this next guy, we actually have our sponsor here in studio with us. Right now, here he is from Leeds Mattress. This is Neil Leeds. Here he is from Leeds Mattress. It's Neil with the deal.
Hey.
He won't be beat. Hey, Neil.
Hey, Don. How's
Hey,
it going?
Neil, how's it going, buddy?
How you doing there, Perry?
Looking good.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, before we go on, this is your commercial time, so why don't you talk about what you want at Neil Leeds? You have 26 stores, Neil.
Really quick, because people said some comments that I went on. It says that I kind of stir and I mutter, and that is because I kind of come in and as a guest, and I just have a lot of things going on in my mind. So today I'm just going to chill out and say, yes, I try to help people. I sleep better when my clients sleep better. So like if you sleep good, I sleep good. And my whole passion is that, through these stores, through this community, is that, I make sure people get a great price, a comfortable mattress, and that everybody is treated correctly. That's as simple as it is. I'm not going to push the business any further than that as a guest.
Well, you're not a guest. Right now, it's your commercial time.
Well,
You have 26 locations throughout the Los Angeles area.
Orange County, Riverside. Before the economy came in on a crash, we were heading to a few other communities. We were going to Rancho Cucamonga. We were heading next to Thousand Oaks. So we did reach into Tarzana recently. That was 8 months ago.
Neil, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you understand what
A commercial is?
Yeah, you're supposed to try to push your company, not act like it's going out of business, okay?
It's not going out of business.
No, but what I'm saying is what you should talk about is the positive
Yeah, the
things.
positive side is that we've made great strides through the worst economy in probably that I know of and probably our grandparents know of. So I think we've done a great job, and the company's really strong, and we're supported by the greatest brands. And I think anyone who would need a mattress, there's no place better than
Something that
Leeds.
I'm going to be needing soon.
Well, bottom line is there's no place better than Leeds to buy it, not only because I'm going to give you the best price, but you're going to come to a place that you're really going to enjoy coming to because we treat everybody like royalty, because the way we are is that everyone's family.
How often are you in the Tarzana store?
I'm actually everywhere, but, it's unfortunate that I can't be at one place all the time.
Right.
You know what I was thinking, Neil? As you know, we're leaving Ace Broadcasting, and we've got a location. It's a secret location. I don't want to tell people where it's going to be, but hopefully we can get that going. We're hoping. But you know what we should do? At one point, once we get into the new studio, how about a live remote from a Leeds mattress store where we set up and we do a podcast live from your store?
That'd be cool.
And we can give away balloons or...
I think it sounds great. I mean,
What?
I think that the more people that you can reach out to and touch, and from my store, and it would be a great opportunity. I think it should be tested.
So what we'll do is when we get into the new studio, what we'll do is we'll talk to you about which Leeds store would be the best location to go from.
Absolutely.
Now, how's the one on La Brea? You have one on La Brea.
Hollywood is a good store. The problem is that we would, it would have to be more to the evening. It's a very busy store.
Yeah, well, that's what we want. We want the people to meet us.
Okay, it would be no problem, because during the day, I would say is that we've tried filming in the store from big companies from ABC in certain places, and it has to be closed in order for them to do it because of the client base. It's actually a nice store. So if we have the radio and you have new noise, it might distract your, your
But
podcast.
what if we were giving away hot dogs?
Oh no! I mean, at that point, as long as the disturbance is not an issue to your podcast, then it's all good.
You know what we could do? How does this sound? We get hot dogs for $0.25. What else could we have in there?
Don, I think you're the best at decisions, so you got it. I'm not good with menus, but that sounds pretty good.
But I mean, just to kind of drop a little.
a great family to come in and hang out and check out the cast and the crew.
Check out the cast. Maybe get some autographs, some pictures.
Absolutely.
Now, and then we could maybe have some people on the show.
Absolutely. It blossoms. I mean, that's the whole idea. It's like, it's just amazing. That you should even, consider that. I thank you for even bringing that up.
But I think that'd be fun because we love you. We love Neil Leeds. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Thank you.
And how does this sound? We have some listeners out there, and some of our listeners may need beds.
Sure.
What kind of deal can you give to the Big Three podcast listeners if they come into a Neil Leeds store, a Leeds mattress store, and say, hey, I heard the Big Three podcast, I want boom? What kind of deal can you give?
I would be giving them pretty much about a few dollars over my cost as a courtesy, as fans to the of the Big Three podcast, and that they would refer others to us, which would just bring a big fan base to our company, and we would just build up from there. So I'm not looking to make profit from our clients and the fans.
Right.
Whoa.
I'm looking for basically to sell beds to them at the greatest cost, which is my cost, a little bit maybe to the salesman, maybe $25, and no markup.
That's cheap.
So no markup. It's just
Wow.
basically.
I'm seriously
So
going to be coming
simply
for
said,
another mattress.
it would be like you going directly to the factory instead of going to me, and that would
Really?
be my gift from.
All right, so
Definitely
anybody that
nice.
says they heard you on the Big Three podcast,
Correct.
they will get a discount.
They will ask for me, and I could readily give my cell phone. I'm not afraid to say it. You want
What
me
is
to say
your
it?
cell phone?
My cell phone directly across the world is 818-209-5632, and that would reach me 24 hours 7. And
That really is your number.
that is my number.
Now,
and
I'm going to ask people, let's not play around and make some prank calls. That's not right.
And I haven't had any, actually. That I'll be honest, the podcast fans of yours are just truly incredible. I mean, there was a few, and that's why I want to ask you, Perry, is that there was one that was a little upset at me because I, went to kiss your scar with blessings, and the day I went to visit you at your home,
Right.
and someone was really upset that I might have paralyzed you, and I actually sold someone a bed
Jesus.
that just got paralyzed, and I went on to say, I appreciate that he was upset. And, that in no way did I think I would have ever done that, knowing that you were able to take off and on your cast. And I said just recently that I can't wait to see him without his cast. And I can't believe today you do not
Thank
have
you.
a cast on. And that is what
Thank
I
you.
told. But the gentleman was upset. He says, now I really hate you for what you did. And I said, I'm sorry I did what you did, thought I
Okay,
did.
let me interrupt.
Yeah.
Forget that guy.
But
he
thank
was
God
he was
you're
just
in it.
starting stuff. But when you say the
Thank you.
cast, that was a neck brace, and we're in the middle of auctioning off that neck brace
That's
to the
great.
highest bidder. It's got your signature. It's got Mary Jane's signature. It's got
yours, it's
mine,
got
Moles.
Moles.
It's going to have your
It runs
signature.
That's a great
So what we're
collection,
doing
man.
through July 29th, we're taking bids. The highest bid will get Perry's actual neck brace autographed by the gang here at the Big Three podcast.
That's excellent.
So that's going to now all that money's going to go towards the new studio.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I think everyone should pitch in and make a big effort towards that. And I think that's just
And
that's great. And also for the fact that you don't have to wear one anymore.
Well, until the November surgery.
Well, we're going to keep our
You know
fingers
what's like
crossed.
funny about that? There was one time your agent, or was it your manager, Hank Greenberg?
Okay, what about Okay.
Well, even though you've broken
Agent.
every rule that you signed in that contract, you've broken. Even though that has happened, we are still giving you 60 seconds to talk about anything you want. Go!
Jesus Christ, you yell like a freaking banshee. But anywho, I want to bring up my skateboard company, Scary Perry Skateboards. To reach us, we are at www.scaryperryskateboards.com. That's spelled SCARYPERRY, skateboards, SK8, BOARDS.com. Selling 4 models at the present time, soon to be having 6 models. The next 2 will be the Big 3 models. I'll have a either a 7.5 or a 7 3/4 Big 3 popsicle stick plus a Psycho stick that I'm going to put the Big 3 podcast on the bottom of. And all decks sell for the same price, $59.99.
Stop! Your 60 seconds is up.
I didn't finish my.
It doesn't matter.
The price.
You can't say it. Perry.
I think you did a great job.
Well,
Thank
okay,
you.
you have 60 seconds and you didn't do it in that time.
Well,
You have to be.
Can I give the
You
number?
have to be. No, you can't. You can't. And if you do, I will take it out. So no, you can't.
You got the good stuff in there.
Dog.
Okay. Well, we've reached that part of the show where it's just three guys sitting around talking about the ladies. It's time once again for Guy Talk.
Oh, yeah. It's guy talk. Gonna talk about the ladies. Guy talk.
Ooh.
Can I ask a question?
We're in the middle of Guy Talk. What do you want to ask?
Would I be able to talk about my skateboarding career and how I met Nick
No.
back in 1979?
No.
No? Okay.
You had 60 seconds to do that.
That was...
We're in the middle of Guy Talk.
Guy Talk just started.
All right. We're not talking about how you met Nick.
No, all right.
We're talking about
Ladies.
Guy Talk. We're talking about the ladies.
Ladies.
Now, you haven't brought anything to Guy Talk in quite some time.
I brought the event with Terry and the up-and-coming event with God. Oh, yeah. TheAdultCon.com comes up on the 29th, 30th, and 31st of this month at the LA Convention Center.
Why are you promoting that?
Because I've got a lot of friends that are...
A lot of friends or people that you know that you claim are your friends.
well,
Should
Vicky
we say,
Vet...
Should we say acquaintances?
Okay, acquaintances / friends.
But they're not
Vicky
really
Vets.
friends.
Well, Victoria Givens was a friend / girlfriend that was, of course, a part of the Adult Con. Vicky Vet's an old friend that I've known for, my God, over a decade. I can't even think of their names.
Boring.
Jesus,
What
man.
friend? These are people that you know their names. Basically,
Well,
that's
Vicky
it.
Vet's.
You don't have sex with these people.
I had sex with Victoria.
What'd you do to her?
We had sex.
What do you mean sex? Eat her ass?
No, I'm not gonna eat.
What'd
The
you do?
shithole?
What'd you do?
We fucked
That's it.
at Gotham City in Canoga Park.
I bet you every time she goes back there to the
Well, Gotham
exact
City's
same
no longer
point,
there.
yeah, well, she's glad. That memory's erased from her mind then.
It's not erased. It's going to be there forever. But
Do you think it haunts her sometimes?
that Vicky and I, or the Victoria and I, did it in there. What haunts her is that we didn't get caught. That's not actually haunting her. That's actually, thank God we didn't get caught, because that place was a sting operation. There was a lot of guys that got busted there
For what?
for having sex at the strip club.
Really?
Yep.
So, did you pay her?
No comment.
That would be yes.
Yes.
So the girl that you claim that you made love to, the only time you made love to her is when you paid her. How much did you pay her?
None of your business.
This is a show that talks
Okay,
about
What's the
our
going rate?
personal life.
What's the matter? It's just a small amount of money or a big amount
A
of money?
clam.
$100
Clam, yep.
in the strip club.
Shh.
What'd you get to do to her in there?
Well, she was starting with the lap dance thing in the private room.
Yeah.
And as she was rubbing me, I says, let's fuck.
Was there a camera over your head?
I don't know.
Holy
Because I know that there was a camera later.
Let's go on. What happened?
I know that there was a
So
camera later.
So she's giving you a lap dance. You say, "Let's fuck."
Yeah, and she says, not without a condom. First thing I did was open my pouch and bam, there's a condom right
Can
there.
I say two things? Number one, classy girl. Number two, thank God you had the condom.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Now, do condoms fit your penis, or do they just keep sliding off?
They fit, baby.
Okay, so you fuck her.
Oh, I fucked her good.
Did you really? How good can
Real
you fuck
good.
somebody in a chair?
Well, when you come before the song ends, I think that's a good fuck.
No, it means you prematurely ejaculated.
Okay.
You really are a great storyteller, Perry. I'll tell you that.
Well,
so what happened when it was done?
ejaculated.
What happens in a situation like that? Now you've had sex with her. You've had sexual intercourse. You
Then let's see. I guess it was later that year.
Wait a minute. But what happens then? Does she clean you up? Do you have to just walk on with the condom back to your seat? What goes on?
No, I walked into the bathroom, which was right next to the little private.
Does she quickly get rid of you?
No.
What does she do after you come?
Well, we made out and stuff. And,
You made out with her?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did that cost you extra?
No.
I almost
But,
like it better when you're out of your mind because you bring nothing to the show when you're not.
But let's see. I guess. Why do you like it when I'm out of my mind?
Because you're boring this way.
Well, I'm trying to think. That's the problem. It's
All right.
God. Next subject, please.
All right. Well, let's go to Neil. Neil,
Yes.
you're on the phone right now. What are you doing?
I was trying so it didn't make noise, but I was answering to someone where I was because this is not my time that I'm supposed to be here. So
Oh, really?
sorry though.
That's okay.
I'm going to end the text while we speak.
Well, we're in the middle of guy talk, and I'm just with two sexual dynamos here. Now, over at Sol Steinbergowitzgreenbaum's party, you were with a lovely lady. We should keep her name out of it.
Absolutely.
She was beautiful.
We have an AKA.
Oh.
Her name is Tammy.
That's her fake name.
Yeah. Well, it's like a long term. Like actually, that was a real name. 1983. That was my officially first girlfriend, Tammy.
Really?
Yeah, and she screwed me over, but it's okay. But I'm using her name because I'll always remember her. So whoever is presently.
1983?
Yes.
First girlfriend?
Yeah, I was beginning pretty young, man.
Wait a second. How old were you in 83?
I was 13.
You're younger than me?
I don't know, but if you want to say it, I mean, I was born in May 5th, 1970, so.
Oh, shit, you are younger than me.
But, you know,
Jeez.
if I go to 100 and you go to 100, we'll be close still, Brent.
I guess.
Right? We won't be that much different.
No,
We're not
he-
that much different now.
He owns
But anyway-
26 stores.
but anyway,
How
I
many-
That's what blows my mind.
But don't worry about it. You know, it's like, because the age thing, to me, is like, I feel like everyone has their own age, and I just benchmark myself for 100. And if I get there, that's cool. And if
Rock
I don't,
and roll.
right? And you're a lucky guy, so
Thank you.
you're on your way to 100. But we're going back to that
well,
question.
we're in the middle of guy talk,
Yeah,
and I'm
exactly.
telling
And I was
you,
talking about Tammy. So
this is maybe
yeah.
the worst guy talk we've ever had.
And I'm
There's-
sorry to be
there's
a part of
nothing
that.
that lights
I don't
up
think so.
anything. No,
I
think
like
it
I
is.
like his story a little bit.
Well,
he had some story,
He had
right?
sex with a prostitute in a fucking strip club.
Which is pretty normal, right?
She's not a prostitute. She's a porn star. She's also known as the record breaker
The record breaker.
of most anal implants.
Oh my
The what?
gosh. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was the.
What- wait-
that's
wait a minute.
Victoria Givens.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What does she have the record
She's got
on?
over 300 anal implants.
What do you mean anal implant?
Anal sex?
That's not an anal implant. Is that what you think they call it? An anal implant when they have sex in the ass?
Why are you shaking your head no?
All right, most
Okay.
anal scenes.
Anal sex?
All right.
She's got, what is it, 325, I think, that she broke.
Well, look, the main thing is
Jasmine St. Clair's
you could feel
record.
clear-minded that you didn't break it.
No, because
All
I
right.
wasn't there, one.
That's
Where did you
And-
go?
That's really
in the
cool.
vagina, or did you go in
I went in
the
her vagina.
Really?
So she didn't break one of
was
those.
she
He didn't.
really screwed up about that, not knowing what was going on?
What are you talking about?
I'm saying that she gets it in the ass so much. Was it kind of weird for her to have a dick in the?
Dude, when I had sex with her, it was before the
big
anal,
encore.
the big encore anal implant.
So she
Matter.
was doing it at the gynae when you were with her.
Yes.
Wow.
And when I was with her was about, I think, a year or half a year, I don't know, a couple of years before.
I just saw a funny joke in the bathroom,
What's that?
and it was something that said something like, it was like a picture, and it said, I'm a people person. So, and her husband walks in, and you see her, she's in bed with like 6 women, and then the caption says, honey, I thought you knew I was a people person, and you see her you see her naked and with 6 guys in the back, and her husband walks in the room, and the caption says, hey, I'm a people person. Pretty cool. She's a people person. If I came in with 6 people, I don't know if I would deal with that, but small joke I just read right there.
It's official. This was the worst guy talk ever.
It was. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. It's guy talk.
Ooh. Whoa. That was bad. You know, it's times like this you kind of miss Mole.
I guess, huh? In a way, I do. And in a way, it's weird that he's not sitting where Neil's sitting.
Right. And it may never come back.
He'll be back.
You think so?
If that heroin diet didn't kill him, he'll be back.
At this point right here in the show, this is where we normally have the Mole play. Well, I know what we'll do. We'll try this. This upcoming segment is the best thing that we have going on this show. It's time once again for Mole Play.
Mole play, let's play mole play. Mole play, let's play mole play. Mole play!
All right, because there's no Mole here today, and we are in the middle of Mole Play, we're going to change it up. I want to introduce somebody who's one of the producers on the Big 3 podcast. She's a pro model. She's a beautiful lady. She's a very funny comic. She's the lovely Mary Jane. Hi, Mary Jane.
Hello.
Now, today, we're in the middle of Mole Play, but Mole's not here, so we really can't do Mole Play. So I was thinking, instead of doing Mole Play, why don't we just have you sing? Could you do that for us?
Okay.
Okay, then here she is, the beautiful Mary Jane.
La 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 la, bum 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 bum, bum ba ba ba, la di da, la 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 la, la 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 la, dum dum dum, ba-dum ba-dum, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Ba 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 ba, dum dum dum, la di da, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la, la di da di dum.
And that was Mole Play.
Mole play, let's play mole play. Mole play, let's play mole play. Mole play!
Excuse me.
What?
You were singing? What were you singing? You were la 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 about everything.
May I retort honestly?
Yes.
Go for it.
You're lucky if this Victoria girl doesn't sue you. You just told the world that over 3,000 times her sphincter was ripped out and recreated through plastic surgery.
Not 3,000.
You did mention it a lot.
Well,
It's called an anal scene, not an anal implant.
anal scene. Okay.
Yeah, not anal implant.
Okay.
That's pretty fucking stupid for as much of a...
Excuse me, okay?
Yeah, and what she did is she filled where we normally do Mole Play with what I thought was a wonderful song.
I think you should compliment her for that song.
Yeah, did you like it, Neil?
It was a great song. I mean,
I thought it was
that's
wonderful,
artists.
too.
That's art, man.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, be cool, Perry. Tell her you love her.
I do love her.
Don't you ever say that to Mary Jane again.
But there was no lyrics there. It was all...
That's the whole part of art. It's like
Okay.
amazing. It's improvisation. It's like it came from her brain without any script. No,
I mean,
no. She didn't
no
have a
Janis
bass player.
Joplin?
She didn't have anything. She
The
had
way
herself.
Perry's looking at me is very scary.
Okay, you're right. Don't look at her that way, Perry.
Perry,
Okay.
art. Do you know what art is? It's
Okay.
not fart. It's art.
Oh! You want to hear some fucking art? Oh,
Yes.
Oh, give me some art.
All right. No, heart, not heart. Art.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to have a heart attack.
No, not fart, not heart. Art. A-R-T.
Oh.
So do you study art? Do you like art?
Love art.
Okay, that's an artist.
Art.
Art.
You know what this is like? This is like watching two of the best Chinese ping pong players going back and forth. It was amazing what we just sat through. Well, let's thank Mary Jane for coming on and filling in for Mole. Thank you, Mary Jane.
That's great. Thank you.
Mary
You, Mary Jane.
Thank you, Mary Jane. And that was Mary Jane play.
No, that was Mole play.
Mo play, Mo play. Let's play, Mo play.
I don't know how much worse it could get, but this is without question the worst segment that we have on the show. It was one of the better segments we had on during the days of the public access show, but now it has fallen to a low that I don't know if we can ever get out. It's time once again for Perry's Corner.
It's Perry's Corner.
All right, I'd like to talk about an old friend of mine that I haven't seen in, God, over 30 years. And it's weird because one day I was on the internet and I started to say to myself, you know, as I'm looking on Facebook and I'm seeing one old skateboarder friend after another, you know, getting on Facebook. Well, then I started to go through all the old pros and all the guys that I've known in the skateboarding business. And I downloaded a guy named Nick Shadursky. And I'm reading his bio. And then he gets in contact with me after I downloaded him as a friend. And he starts telling me about the time when we were both at Big O Skate Park back in the city of Orange, back in 78 or 79. I believe it was in 79. But
What could you make this story any fucking longer?
you want me to make it longer?
No, I don't. I'd like you to get to your fucking
All
point.
right. The point is when Nick and I first met at Big O, I was kind of practicing on my laybacks and stuff, and these two young girls were checking me out, and I was kind of flirting with them and stuff as I was showing off, like I like to do.
God, I can just imagine the people listening to this, the pain they're in. Just Perry, get to the frickin' point.
Well, the point is that when their boyfriends showed up, they wanted to kick my ass, and I wanted to take them out one by one.
But you forgot that you were a pussy.
Back then, no, I wasn't. Back then, I would go after a guy like you.
I would have beaten your ass.
Can I ask
we'll
you? All right,
see.
real quick on this subject because
We'll see. We're going to go back in time and see.
Perry, do you mind? I just want to ask
Go
a
ahead.
question.
Shoot.
So, real quick, you know, you brought this up. It's like 30 years ago, correct?
Right.
And it has meaning to you, right?
Yeah, sure.
So, are you going back to the love of it, the hate of it, or the chase of it? What's the main line of this?
Thank you. That's even a very good part. Well, the love of missing Big O Skate Park and skateboarding in
Is
that
it still
park.
there? I mean, people
No,
do it.
it's no longer
They
there.
took it down. Okay,
Yeah,
so that's number one.
Yeah, that
so that's
was
a
number
memory.
one.
You have some pictures, right?
But we got. Well, I don't have pictures of me skateboarding there. There are pictures.
They're
of
stuck
me.
in your brain. You got those pictures.
Yes,
Okay, so
yes.
that's good.
But
All
it
right.
was how Nick and I met there, and what happened
Oh,
was.
God.
Well,
Stop.
real quick.
Stop.
Real
Stop.
Quick. No.
What
It
the
was,
fuck is going
It's
on
the
here?
thing where Nick.
Oh, God.
it's where
Where's
these
Mole?
guys-
You
these guys
made
are
Moley. What the I want to kill. Brian just slit his throat. Brian, are you all
Well,
right?
Nick just threatened these two punks that were about to jump me. And he says, look, he goes, I'll send you guys home in a body bag. Leave this guy alone.
What's a body bag?
Wow.
You know, when you're
Okay.
dead.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
I was just checking because
Yeah.
they had body bags when you were skateboarding. They kept them around over there
No,
by the
I
park.
think he was
no.
he was doing like a tough guy thing.
Oh, I
from
thought.
the
I thought.
movie.
Like,
Yeah,
hey,
Nick-
you know what?
If you screw on this guy,
Right.
you
So-
get sent home
but
in a
check
body
this out.
bag.
I was
Right.
thinking like if they brought their skateboards and body bags, you just keep your body bags there and you just like lift them up while you were skating.
Well,
Say,
we're
look,
not talking about sleeping bags. We're talking about.
body bags.
What the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is happening?
No, just say.
All right.
Wait, but if you were tough, you didn't need body bags. You
It's
just
like
put them
two
into the dirt. No.
samurais going at it back and forth.
All right, the bottom.
The top
I'm
of
joking
their
around.
game.
I
I
really
know,
want to know
I
Perry's
know.
story because it's 30 years and he really
Yeah,
has some
it was-
heart to
it
this
was-
story.
It was,
So you met a guy 30 years ago.
yeah, a little over that.
Here's how I could.
Is he okay? Is he healthy?
All right, just stop.
He's
Hold on.
bigger now than
Stop.
than when I
Stop.
knew him.
Here's the story.
bigger,
Here's how
Don.
it could have been. Let me just stop.
All right,
Here's
you
how-
break into it. Let's see how you would break
Here's
into
how
it.
I would have done that Perry's Corner. 30 years ago, I met Nick. It's Perry's Corner. That's all you needed to do.
Oh,
So there it
quick.
is.
It's Perry's Corner.
Yeah. What were you saying? He's your manager now?
Yeah, I took him on as a business manager.
So this
he
is
helped-
the guy I'll be dealing with.
Yeah. There's things that I sometimes, go a little bit overboard over.
Like
and
everything?
I kind of.
So he'll make sure that you're at shows from now on.
Yes. Yeah,
That's a guarantee.
Well, 9 out of 10, yes.
I like
Which
that
is better,
where you said,
which is better than 5 out
hey,
5
Perry,
out of 10.
overboard, and you have skateboard. It's good. Overboard. You're somewhere aboard.
Thank you. That's cute and funny.
That's my small
Yeah.
no-liner,
Okay.
Don.
Don't encourage him. That wasn't funny at all.
know, it
Okay,
wasn't.
Well,
don't-
actually,
don't-
I am going to have the worst remarks this one.
No, you won't.
Now,
You're a
being
lovable guy.
overboard, at least
Come on,
I'm not,
fans, everybody.
At least-
We're having a hard time today, so
I'd rather be
I'm
overboard
apologetic.
I'd rather be overboard than doing a pirate dive from about 15 feet in the air on my right eye like I did 2 years ago.
Hey, man, whatever.
What the hell? How do we get this enthusiasm that has no meaning at all?
manager.
How do we get
How
that
did
out
I
of you?
break
The
my
manager-
neck?
I don't know.
The manager
Oh,
was overboard.
That's how I
God.
broke my
I
neck.
gotta
Is
get
that
out
right?
of here.
Is that how
I
you
gotta
did it?
leave. This is
Yeah.
unbearable.
Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't
All
even know
right,
that.
Well, listen, I'll tell
I
you
thought it was
this.
skateboarding.
That was skateboarding.
Oh God! Oh God!
take it
Let
on,
me
take
out
it
of here.
off,
Okay,
take it off, take
all
it
right,
on, Don.
Neil, Perry, stop.
I'm done.
Well, today has been really unbearable, and again, our backs are against the wall, and I think that's the pressure that's getting to me.
He loves me.
I don't love you. You made Mole leave. Now I've got to get on the phone, and I've got to convince Mole to get back, and I don't know what's going to happen. He's pissed at you. I don't know what's going to happen. But keep in mind...
Let me call him.
Okay, well, try to get in touch with him on Facebook. Keep in mind now, we're auctioning off that neck brace that you wore. How long did you wear the neck brace for?
That one specifically, I think 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
So put your bids in on my Facebook page. Tell me you're interested in putting a bid on the neck brace. Put down the dollar figure that you're willing to bid on it. And
What's the starting bid?
what do you mean, what's the starting bid?
Well, there's got to be a starting bid. I mean,
Well, the first person that bids, that will be the starting bid.
Or I'd say at least, Don, I feel that the merit of great people and for your...
You got to talk into the mic.
I think for the merit and for the strength and the courage and everything he went through, I would say at least 1,000 would be a nice starting point.
What, are you willing to bid that?
I
Because
think-
nobody else in the fucking world
I don't
will.
know. It's very possible that there are
All
great
right.
people
I
out
would
there.
like to see that, because what we need is this. We need money to build this studio.
That's what I'm
and we
thinking.
need that by the beginning of August. So,
I think
whatever
you have a lot
can
of people
bid.
out there.
All right.
$1,000 for
All right, but
opening
we're
bid
not
is
going to
great.
we're not going to
But
get
it's
an opening
okay.
bid.
It's okay.
If you bid $10 to open
That's
the
a start.
bidding,
Yeah,
that's a
exactly.
start.
Exactly.
It didn't come out of your pocket.
Okay.
Okay, so but we need your bids in by midnight, or we'll go 11:59 on July 29th Pacific Standard Time.
And that person that
You-
gives the best will get a mattress included.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
So wait a minute. You will put a mattress
I'm
along
going to
with
put
the
a
neck
deal.
brace?
Yes. If they're in Los Angeles or whatever, I will.
But what if they're not in Los Angeles?
I
What
will
if-
ship that bed.
Really?
Yes.
Holy
I want
smokes.
this podcast to move along, and I believe that neck brace was a great starting bid, and so that will be charitable to that person. They'll be able to keep that, and not only that, sleep well. So,
Whoa, so
I
you-
wanna include that with the best bidder.
What kind of bed? Is it
I'm
just
going to
little
let them
shitty-
decide. No, they could have a Leeds mattress. They could have a Sealy Posturepedic. They could have a name brand. That's what I deal with. The best.
Wow.
I'm gonna.
Perry,
But it
you
has to
gotta
go.
bid
But
on
it has
that.
to go to the auction. The person who truly ends up with that.
Okay, let me make sure I understand you, Neil. Because of the fact we need money to build this studio,
Exactly.
and we're auctioning off this neck brace that Perry wore for how many weeks?
About 3.
3 weeks he wore after he had his neck operation, autographed by Neil Leeds, autographed by Mary Jane, autographed by Mole, Don,
Excuse
and
me.
Perry.
Make that 5 weeks.
All right. That's
Okay.
more pain.
Okay,
That makes
5
it, that
weeks
makes it
you
worth
wore that.
more.
But not only are you going to get that autographed neck brace, but
You
you're
get
going
a
to get
queen size mattress set, frame,
queen-
box spring frame, and delivery.
Whoa, but what if they're like
Whoa.
in Canada?
I will get it to them.
Really?
Yes.
Neil, I shake your hand.
Well, it's for everybody.
I shake your hand.
It's all of
And
our.
I
North
take-
Pole.
It can get around the world
Whoa,
today.
Perry,
the world,
you are really fucking
You see
savvy.
that globe
you
right
really
there?
I'm
know.
just being
Oh,
sarcastic.
but that's
Hey,
funny.
Perry.
The
North
North
Pole,
Pole.
Alaska.
Perry,
North
Don,
Pole,
Perry.
Oh,
if we
God,
look
that's-
to our right, do we not see a globe?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
So you're
anywhere
saying
in the
anywhere
globe.
on the globe.
In
you
the
will
globe, I could ship a bed. Yes.
So you have until 11:59 on July 29th Pacific Standard Time to put your bid in. So not only do you get the autographed neck brace that Perry wore for 5 weeks, but you get a queen-size bed.
Pillow
What a
top,
deal.
queen set. I want them to sleep good, and I want them
Holy
to have that neck
smokes.
brace, and I want to raise money for the greatest podcast going.
Oh, that is something else.
Awesome.
All right.
You are the man, man.
And also another way we're going to try.
I got to get myself a new bed too.
Okay, you keep fucking saying that. Leave
Yeah.
him alone about the
Well,
new bed,
yeah, that-
okay?
we have to
that's
take
a
care of
whole
the
thing.
show and all that.
Mattress.
Yeah, we got to do this.
Let's take care of the show. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's the great people who come and listen. I mean, we want to
And
take care
down
of them.
the road, give me a feedback on my Facebook page. That's Don Barris about the Big 3 Fun Pack. That's the autographed DVD copy of Windy City Heat, the Big 3 podcast T-shirt that we haven't even made yet, but we will make an autographed photo of the Big 3 and a free $10 shout out on the show. So that's all the time we have for today. I want to thank Perry for being here. I want to thank
Thank
the
you.
great Neil Leeds from Leeds Mattresses.
Thank you, Don.
So if you want to get in touch with us on the social network again, of course, I'm at Don Barris on Facebook. Perry is at Perry F. Caravello on Facebook. That's
C-A-R
K-A-R.
as in car, A-V-E-L-L-O.
Walter Molininsky, he's on Facebook. Get in touch with him. Tell him that we need him back
Tell him
here.
we need him back.
You can get in touch
alive.
with us on the Windy City Heat Facebook page. Don't forget, friend of the show, American hero Tim Perpedic has got a Facebook page. Get in touch with him. Say hi. Check out my Ding Dong show every Monday night at the world famous Comedy Store at 10 o'clock. Simply Don1 on Twitter. What do you have, Neil?
They can reach me at www.leadsmattress.com, or they could visit me Neil Leeds Facebook. Just click it in and
What
add me
about
as
your
a friend.
phone number? What about your phone number?
I am
again?
at 818-209-5632.
That's your cell number.
That's directly to me.
Wow.
Across the world, man. Just be cool.
Wow.
Just be cool with it. I do have to answer it.
Hang on a second, girls. He also likes to get dates, too. So call him at that number.
All right, put her there. Here we go. Big 3! Thanks to Mary Jane for doing a great job, Mary Jane.
Killer
Thank you,
job,
Mary
Mary
Jane.
Jane. Rock and roll, kid.
Thank you, Mary Jane.